The editorialist says there would seem to be little hazard for consumers associated with chemicals used in treated lumber because the lumber is used outside where fumes cannot accumulate. However, immediate steps should be taken to determine the safety of these chemicals since consumers could ingest them. If the lumber is used for children's playground equipment, youngsters could put their mouths on the wood, and if it is used to contain soil in a vegetable garden, the chemicals could leach into the soil. Okay, cool. So I would say the first sentence is kind of more introducing what the editorialist is talking about. So he's kind of stating the general topic, basically, that consumers associate chemicals with treated lumber differently if the treated lumber is outside versus if it is as if it is inside. Outside, it's less hazardous because inside it's contained, so the chemicals can accumulate, whereas outside it can't. Okay, sweet. The second sentence, I think, is going to be our conclusion. This is really where we're seeing kind of the author's opinion with some keywords here. So we got should be taken. He wants to determine the safety of these chemicals. And then it kind of ties in because we know that since consumers could ingest them. So he's basically saying we should take immediate steps should be taken to determine the safety of these chemicals since consumers could ingest them. Why is he saying that? Well, in the next bit, if the lumber is used for children's playground equipment, youngsters could put their mouths on the wood. And as well, another example is if it's used to contain soil in a vegetable garden, the chemicals could leach into the soil. Okay, cool. So I really like the idea of the second sentence being the conclusion. So we can go into the answer choices. All right. So which one of the following most accurately expresses the main conclusion of the editorialist's argument? A, the chemicals used in treated lumber are apparently not dangerous to the consumer. No, that's definitely not it. We're saying that a lot of consumers associate them with not being as hazardous, but we don't know are apparently not dangerous to the consumer is not what the author is saying. He's saying we need to take steps to determine the safety of these. So we can cross out A. Treated lumber is as dangerous when used outdoors as it is when used indoors. We don't know that for sure. That's the thing. We have this association that it's not, and he's given examples as to how it could be just as dangerous, but we need to determine the safety of these. So the author, we don't know if it's as dangerous when used outdoors as it is when used indoors, and that's not what the editorialist is arguing for exactly. C, the effects on humans from the chemicals in treated lumber should be studied. I like this one because he's saying immediate steps should be taken, not to basically, yes, it is as dangerous, but to determine the safety of these chemicals, since it's possible they could be ingested. So with that, a study would provide us with determining whether these chemicals are safety. So I would say that this one is, I'm going to keep this one in the running. It's very similar to our conclusion, just reworded. D, parents should not allow children to put their mouths on playground equipment. No, this would be way too specific. But two, it's not the conclusion of the argument. He's giving an example of how that could be dangerous, but he's not concluding parents need to be more strict about where their children put their mouths on. And E, treated lumber is more dangerous than was once believed. Not necessarily. We're still determining the safety of these chemicals. Treated lumber more dangerous. We don't know for sure. We know that it is dangerous, but than once believed, we don't even know either. We're just talking about whether it's dangerous outside or inside. So the correct answer is C.